Okay, so this is maybe a 45-minute to half an hour Christmas gift idea. If you have a lathe and maybe you know somebody and they're doing pens or they're doing, stoppers for wine bottles, this is a little bit different. This is going to be napkin rings, and what you need is some stock, fairly thick. Here's a piece of scrap. Can you see that it's a cherry, and can you see the worm damage there? That's going to look really cool once I finish it out, but you'll want a piece like this. It's pretty simple. You just drill a hole in it, and then you need something that's got a slow taper to it like this, and I cover it with sandpaper. And then what's going to happen is that this sandpaper will grip this just enough for me to make this work. Okay, not quite. Okay, well there it is. Okay, can you see? Got a little bit of worm damage there. Well, I think there's two schools of thought on that. You might say, see, look at the hole they cut in there. Well, there's two schools of thought. That could be a flaw, or that could be a rare piece of character that makes this particular napkin ring even more valuable. Okay, next thing. Let's sand it up. Sand it down. You see the mark that's there? I don't know if that's I'm going to try to sand that out. You see that line? When you sand and start to see the lines kind of move and shape, you're ready to switch to a different sandpaper. This is 320. That's very fine sandpaper, right? Look at the shine we're already getting. You will see that when we're to this stage, we're almost done. Okay, now if you wanted to, you could take one of these and you could cut a notch or two or three. If you're making napkin rings for your family, maybe you're going to want to, code those by different colors of wood or whatever. All right, so let's just see what we have. Oh, that's pretty nice. Now look at this. See this? I want to sand that out. So I'm going to go back and get this. You see it's starting to tear out a little bit. If you're doing lathe work and you see that's tear out, and you would prefer not to have that, you fix that by being better at lathe work than me. Where's my other one? Where's my other sandpaper? Okay, so here's 180. I'm just going to go and dig down and get those, save myself a little bit of time. Yeah, okay, nice. Now I finished that with, Danish oil or maybe just mineral oil. And do you see, I don't know if you can see, there's very slight scratches. If you're really persnickety, and why not, since you can be, then you finish up by sanding with the grain. And now you've got something nice. The hard part is, well, I shouldn't say hard, it's just more time consuming, is now that you have it out, now you have to sand the inside, which is a hand process, okay? All right, come on, buddy, let go. I sure don't want to crack it at this stage of the game. Okay, come on, come on, come on. This is these worm holes are going to make it be a little bit fragile. So, come on, here we go. All right. Okay, so if you look at this, you can see how rough it is. In fact, you can see a little bit of tear out right there in the corner. Well, when you hand sand, you're looking at a lot more time. So what I'm going to do is see if I can just save myself a little time and chuck in this sanding drum. Come on, buddy. There we go. All right. Now, I got the speed on this kind of slow. And here's why. This is almost the exact diameter of this hole. So when I start out, there's going to be a fair amount of friction. So let's just see how much trouble I can get into. I probably should put on a glove. There, too soon old, too soon schmott, as my mother used to say. Here we go. Let's see what happens. Now, I happen to love cherry wood. It just is a beautiful wood. It's a closed grain, so it really puts on a great finish. If there's a problem with cherry wood, it's a little soft and it's very prone to heat. So if it just gets a little bit of heat, it'll burn. And you can see that on the inside where that burned by the bit when it was cut out. So now I'm going to just go inside and get rid of that. This drum is about 80 grit, if I remember right. And you don't want too fine a grit for this, because if you do, you'll start burning the cherry again and you're right back where you started. Okay. Can you see let me see if I can get this lamp over here. Can you see that there's score lines in a circle? So now what you do is you go back to your sandpaper and now you're going to, by hand, go back and forth, okay, in and out, to get rid of those lines. So I'm looking at my timer. I am 22 minutes in from start to where this is right now. The finish is very simple. You just soak it in a little bit of Danish oil and buff it out with a cloth and you're done. And so I would adjust your time accordingly. I probably have another 20 minutes on this before I would call it good. But you see the marks there? Now, this is your little moral to the story. Maybe you look at this and say, oh, I got to get rid of those things. I guarantee that when people come to your house and visit, this will be the part that intrigues them the most. And then there is the moral to your story, right? All of us have flaws, and those are not mistakes. Those are character. And the older we get, the more character we have, and that is what makes us appealing to people. Not the perfections, the wisdom. Okay? All right, lesson's over. I'll see you later. Merry Christmas.